Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to this How to Play Multiplayer in OpenTTD video. I'm Master Hellish, and if you want to know more about me, head out to masterhellish.net or check out the links in the description of this video. So, how do you play multiplayer in OpenTTD? Well, there's two main ways. You can either host a game and have other people connect to it, or you can connect to an already hosted game. This second option's the easier one, so we'll look at that one first. To connect to a hosted game, you'll need to go to Multiplayer in the main menu. This will open the multiplayer screen. The first thing you'll want to do is to put your player name in the top right hand corner. Then, what you'll probably need to do is make sure that advertised is set to yes, and you click Find Server. This will show you all the servers that are available, and you can scroll through the list and have a look at them. It tells you the name of the server, the number of people that are currently connected along with the maximum, the number of companies along with the maximum, the map size, the date that the game's in, the number of years the game's been going for, and the green symbol on the right hand side here is whether the game is compatible with the version of OpenTTD and GRFs that you're running. Also, you've got country flags down here, and if you scroll down you will find some padlocks which tells you the server has a password on it. If the server you're connecting to is not advertised and not in this list, you'll need to click Add Server and type in the address of the host server. This will be provided to you by the person that's hosting the server. Once you've entered that, it will then be in the list and you'll be able to connect to it. To connect to a server, select it in the list, so we're just going to go and find one which hasn't got a password on it, and this one says test, so let's go in there. Once you've got the one that you want, highlight it and click Join Game. This will take you to the multiplayer game lobby. You can either join an existing company, if you know the password, if it's passworded, or you can create a new company, or you can spectate the game, which means to enter the game without creating a company. To actually play, you'll then need to create a company in a second step after. Here we're just going to create a new company, and off it goes. You'll then be entered into the server, and that's it, you're in. Once in a game, there's a couple of things you'll need to know. If you click on the person icon up here, it will show your company information. It's a good idea to add a password to your company, so that other people can't just enter it and start playing around with your company. If you click and hold on the same button, you can go to the client list. The client list tells you who's hosting the server, as well as any clients that are connected. To communicate with other players in a game, press enter. This will bring up the chat at the bottom of the screen, and you can then communicate with everyone. You can do shift enter, and that sends a message to all players, or you can do control enter, and that sends a message to just your team, i.e. people in your company. And that's it. That's how easy it is to get into a hosted game of OpenTTD. Now let's look at the other option. The other option of playing a multiplayer game is to host a game yourself, and there's two ways of doing this. One again is easier than the other, so we'll look at the easier option, and that is to do it ad hoc. To host an ad hoc game, go into multiplayer, and then instead go down at the bottom here and say Start Server. This brings you into the Start New Multiplayer game screen. Here you can add a name for your game, you can do whether it's advertised in that list previously or not, choose the language, set password, along with choose how many people you want to be able to enter your game. From here you can either play a hype map, play a scenario, load a previous save, or start a new game. We'll start a new game here. Here you can choose how your game is to be set up, and this is the same options as all that's in single player. Once your game's loaded, it's there and you're ready to play. There's one more thing that you'll likely need to do before any players can connect, and that's something called port forwarding. On your internet router in your house, you'll need to set it up so that connections from the outside will then come in and get directed to your game server. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on how to do this because the instructions on how to do it differ from make and models of different routers. But you should be able to easily find the instructions on the internet on how to do it for your particular router. Just type in the make and model and then port forwarding. And once you've set that up, you'll be ready to play. So that's how to set up an ad hoc server. Remember that the game is only available to other people whilst you've got it open, and do remember to save it before exiting if you want to then load it again in the future. There is one other way of setting up a multiplayer game, and instead of having an ad hoc server, you can have a dedicated server. Setting up a dedicated server is a lot more complicated than connecting to somebody else's game or doing an ad hoc server yourself. So I'm not going to cover that here in this short video, but I do have a tutorial episode that explains the whole process. So check out my tutorial series, there is a link in the video description, and there is a video on that in there. I hope this video was useful for you. If it was, please give it a like, and if you're new here, consider subscribing for more OpenTTD and other gaming videos. Please leave your thoughts, ideas and questions down in the comments section, and I will see you soon. Take care. Goodbye.